All right, we're on to chapter 12 in a World Series curse. A winning series. Safe! Louis had scored. The Cubs had won the World Series. Mike, Mrs. Hopkins, and even Kate jumped up and cheered. The Cubs players mobbed Louis at home plate. The Red Sox players slumped off the field. This wasn't their year. Big D tipped his hat as he walked by the clump of celebrating Cubs players. One of the bat boys ran out and sprayed seltzer on the team. The jumbo TV screen in left field showed big close-ups of Louis and the other Cubs players having fun. The fans went crazy when the commissioner of Major League Baseball presented the World Series trophy to the Cubs. After that, nobody seemed to want to leave. It took forever for the Cubs players to clear the field, and the fans stayed even longer. Mike and Kate continued to clap and yell for the Cubs. More than an hour after the game was finished, fans finally started leaving. The infield was mostly empty, although a few reporters were still recording stories. Mike and Kate were getting ready to go when a Wrigley Field usher came up to them. "Louis is waiting for you over there," the usher said, pointing to the far side of the Cubs' dugout. "He'd like to talk to you." Kate and Mike high-fived. "Hang on, Mom," Kate said. "We can't leave yet. Mike and I will be back in a minute." She and Mike ran through the seats until they came to the edge of the Cubs' dugout. The only other fans left were streaming out of the exits. "Mike and Kate," called a voice. "Just who I wanted to see." Louis stepped out of the shadow of the dugout. He gave Mike and Kate a fist bump. Big smiles spread across their faces. "Thanks, Louis," Kate said. "And they're just who I wanted to see," said another voice. A player in a Boston Red Sox uniform stepped out from behind Louis. It was Big D. Big D reached over and gave Mike and Kate 2 big hugs. "Even though we lost the game, you two were great again," Big D said. "I told Louis that you'd figure out where his bad luck was coming from." Mike gave Big D a funny look. "But aren't you sorry you lost the game?" he asked. "I would be." Big D tilted his head back and let out a big belly laugh. "I'm so happy just to be in the game, Mike," Big D said. "Plus, no one deserves to win more than Louis and the Chicago Cubs. It's been a long, long time." Louis gave Big D a high five. "Thanks, brother," he said. "Tell you what, let's meet back here next October for a rematch. I'd be happy to give you and the Red Sox another chance." "You got it," Big D said. "I guess we're done for this year. Maybe it's time to get ready for Halloween." Mike's eyes grew wide. "My Halloween costume! I haven't thought of one yet," he said. "Don't worry, we will," Kate said. She looked at Big D and Louie. "Mike and I are having a big Halloween party on Saturday. Now that you're done with the World Series, how'd you two like to come?" Louie looked at Big D and shrugged. "I don't know. Maybe," he said. "Sounds like a lot more fun than this series." Big D smiled. "I love parties," he said, "but we'll have to think about it. I haven't had time to figure out my costume for this year, but maybe I could go as an umpire. They're plenty scary." The kids laughed. Big D clapped Louie on the back, and they turned to go. "Thanks for inviting us," Louie said, "and thanks even more for saving the World Series."